All right, guys, so in today's video, we're gonna go over the insurance claim process from cradle to adult, from start to finish. So let's get started. All right, guys, so we're gonna assume here that you've already booked an appointment, either by somebody coming by or you calling into a roofing company. So the first step in the insurance claim process is a thorough inspection by the roofing contractor. So what's gonna happen is they're gonna come out to your home. They should come in your home and take pictures of any interior damage if you have it. They should pop into your attic. They should take a look at the underside of your decking to make sure it's not over nailed, that there's no water damage, there's no mold, mildew, that kind of stuff, because you run into a nailable surface dilemma where you'll need to add that to the claim. Then they should go outside. They should document all of the exterior of your home. They should document the downspouts, the gutters, all that kind of stuff. They should either get on the roof and do test squares or fly a drone, depending on how safe it is, if they have the correct safety equipment, that kind of stuff. And then they should compile all of that into a report and show you and let you know what's going on with it. So that's definitely the first step. If a contractor comes out and just kind of takes a look at it and is like, oh yeah, you have damage, you should file a claim, I would be a little bit wary, because you don't want to be filing frivolous claims. We actually just had an incident where a homeowner called us. They had already filed the claim. We went out. It was a State Farm claim, and she was unaware that every time she filed a claim, she had to pay her deductible. So they wound up actually giving her the approval on the second claim, but she had a really high deductible, so she got no money out of it. So that leads us to our second point, which is, as a homeowner, you need to know what your policy is and what it covers. So I'm not a public adjuster, so I can't give you advice on your policy, but there's a couple of things that I can let you know that you should at least know before you file a claim. You should know your coverage maximums and minimums. You should know what type of policy you have, whether it be RCV or ACV, and you should know what your deductible is. If you have a 3% deductible and you live in $1 million home, you might want to think about how much it's going to cost to just pay out of pocket as opposed to filing an insurance claim, because you might be paying out of pocket anyway. So make sure you know your stuff before you file the claim. Number 3 is actually filing the claim. So the third point is you're going to file the claim, and the company that helps you do the inspection should provide you with a couple of pieces of information. They should tell you what date the storm happened based on technology that we all have access to. The one we use is called Hail Trace. If there was a storm within the last 5 years in your area, we can definitely pinpoint the day that it happened. And then they should also provide you with the type of damage. So if they get up on your roof and they find hail damage, or if they find wind damage, they should let you know that. If you have both, they should also let you know that. And this ties back into you knowing your policy, because it's important, because you might have a policy that has a different deductible for hail than it does for wind. And if you have both, that's a decision that you would want to make, that's best for your financial situation. Number 4 is going to be the adjuster appointment. So after you have filed the claim, because you've had the inspection and determined that there's enough damage, you are going to have your insurance adjuster come out. Your adjuster is going to basically do the exact same thing that your contractor did at the initial inspection. He's going to do an interior inspection, exterior inspection, roof inspection, and he's going to determine whether or not your policy covers the type of damage that he has found on your roof. If it does, the best case scenario is he writes you a check for a full roof, or direct deposit it, and your contractor gets to go to work. In other scenarios, it's not like that. So that brings us to our 5th point, which is the claim decision. So the adjuster, like I just said, the adjuster, if he approves it and he's like, hey, this roof needs to be replaced, you have the correct damage and your policy covers it, he'll write you a check, you'll be on your way. Basically what he does is he creates an estimate. That estimate has certain line items on it, and then he cuts you a check. As long as the contractor that you've decided to work with agrees to the price, meaning that all the correct line items are there, then you're good to go. A lot of times though, there will be things that are missing. That's what brings in our 6th point, which is an insurance supplement, but we'll get to that in just a second. If the claim is partially paid or denied, you have a couple of options. If it's partially paid, meaning say they pay for the back of the roof but not the front, you can either pay for the front of the roof yourself, you can file for a reinspection, you can take it to appraisal, or you could hire a public adjuster. And all of those would have to be explained in different videos because they're so in depth. But those are really your 4 options there. If it's outright denied, meaning that they have not given you an acknowledgement of any damage, you only have 2 options. You can file for a reinspection, hope that they give you acknowledgement of damage, or you can hire a public adjuster / lawyer and go at it from that direction. Again, that would have to be another video. So that brings us to our 6th point, which is filing an insurance supplement. So say that the insurance adjuster comes out, he approves you for a full roof, but the estimate he writes is underneath what the contractor has written that he needs to do the work. So say it's $1,000 off, and the reason why is because the insurance estimate didn't include drip edge, ice and water shield, and flashing or ridge cap shingles. What happens there is the contractor gets all of the codes necessary, gets all of the paperwork necessary from the manufacturer, from the local municipality, and from the building codes. He sends those items into the adjuster for him to review, and they either approve those items or don't approve those items. If they approve those items, great, it gets added on to the payment that you will receive, and you just pass that along to your contractor. If they don't approve those items, well, then you have a couple of options. Continue to fight it, pay for it out of pocket, take it to appraisal. There's a lot of contractors out there that'll just say, look, it's fine, whatever, it's $1,000, we'll still do the roof, it's no big deal. But the problem with that is that over time, if they get away with that type of behavior, excluding items that they know should be on the estimate, it just continues to get worse. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. They just continue to do it, continue to do it, continue to do it. So as a homeowner, when your contractor says, hey, we need to submit a supplement, most of the time it's because they're trying to get what they should get paid. Now, you do have those bad actors out there that are gonna be submitting supplements for ridiculous things and just trying to fleece the insurance company for as much as possible. And that's why the contractor should be sharing the supplement that he's providing with them. That we always CC the homeowner on the emails. So after that is completed, you move on to the 7th point, which is doing the work. So just like anything else, you'll sign a contract with your contractor. Once you've been approved and you have the money in hand, the contractor will come out, they will do the work. They will make sure that all of the line items that are on the estimate are completed. And then the 8th item and the final thing is, once they've done all that, they have taken great pictures of the entire process from the very first inspection to the very last nail that's driven into the ridge cap shingle, and the project is done. They'll take all those photos, they will create what's called a notice of completion, stating that they have fulfilled the work to the exact scope of loss that the insurance company created, meaning the estimate, and they will send it into the insurance company. Once that has been done, all of the paperwork has been filed, and your insurance company will be able to release any supplements and any depreciation that is outstanding on the claim. So I hope you guys learned something in this. I know insurance claims can be a hectic and sometimes a big hassle for homeowners, because most homeowners just are kind of ignorant to the process. It's not really their fault. I feel like insurance companies have intentionally made it as hard as possible. So that's why it's good to make sure you're working with a professional restoration contractor that can help educate you throughout the entire process. So if you liked this video, please consider heading over to our YouTube channel and giving us a subscription. And while you're there, if you could hit that like button on any video that you watch, it helps us out in the algorithm. And if you could consider going over to our TikTok, to our LinkedIn, to our Facebook, and giving us a follow there, we would also greatly appreciate that. Hope you guys have a great day.